Hi, I'm Swenson, and I am delighted to be a part of the Women's Mentorship Program. I'm really looking forward to having an opportunity to talk to people, do some Q&A over the course of a few weeks coming up. And I'm sure you know that I am talking to you out of the depths of the great isolation of the COVID-19 pandemic, when literature has never been more important. In this time of economic and human disaster, access to the world of reading and writing is crucial. People need literature. They need stories and poems and other work that speaks powerfully to people. We need words, and that's what my life has been dedicated to. Right now, people are looking for writers that have found a way to put into words the intense, conflicting emotions that we're all going through during this huge upheaval. Time spent writing is one of the last places of refuge. It provides a space to dive into all of the swirling thoughts and to sit mired in reflection, to make sense of what's happening, but not just to make sense of it, to make meaning from it, to figure out what's really worth preserving. I'm currently the director of Hugo House, which is a literary arts center in Seattle. It's a home for readers and writers, and we exist in order to open the literary world to everyone who loves books or has a drive to write, giving people a place to read words, hear words, and make their own words better. How do we do that? Well, most important, we hold creative writing classes, over 300 a year, in fiction, poetry, memoir, essay, screenwriting, publishing advice, everything. I'm reminded that Terry McMillan, who when she taught one session writing classes, often noted that the questions that she had were much more often about how to be published than about how to be a better writer. And she said that first you have to write to your own satisfaction and not think about being published. First, you have to understand your craft. And my advice to people who want to publish is to throw yourself into the larger literary world. Volunteer. Find a literary organization that you can participate in. See what it looks like from another point of view. There's just nothing like reading the slush pile at a literary magazine, trying to find the pieces that just jump off the stack of all of the submissions and command your attention. How does a writer do that? Well, you start to figure that out by finding the pieces that pop out at you. So until being ordered to shelter in place, Hugo House also held events in our theater and many group readings, panels, craft talks, and other presentations. We also have and continue to have a very lively youth education program. Since the time of isolation, we've pivoted and we're holding a lot of online education classes. We're doing Zoom classes just as I'm talking to you through a recorded conversation. We've really felt like this is a time that we need to do whatever we can to connect people more powerfully to writing. I have worked with writers my entire life. I have published writers at Copper Canyon Press, which I co-founded, and promoted their work, promoted their books. When I was at the Academy of American Poets, I was recognizing the work of remarkable poets, and by giving awards, by running National Poetry Month, by publishing the Poem a Day poems. And now I'm involved in educating people about writing, the vast majority of whom are women, I'm happy to say. I'm always in mind of what Virginia Woolf wrote in A Room of One's Own. She said that masterpieces are not solitary births. They're the outcome of years of thinking in common, of thinking by the body of the people, so that the experience of the masses is behind the single voice. And I feel like it's critically important to connect with a community of writers if you want to write. So how have I gone about what I've done? Well, I at one point decided I needed to clarify what my own personal mission statement is. As the director of organizations, it's always first things first. You figure out what are you trying to do, and with that, you write a mission statement. So for me personally, my mission has about 6 elements to it. The first is to help connect people with the power of words, poetry, stories, essays, because they enable everyone to more fully appreciate the richness, variety, and complexity of life. Second, I want to be involved in inspiring people to relish the mysteries of making art, of how you take things apart and actually get into the craft of writing. I want to bring the ingenuity, generosity, and ethical grounding into the literary community. To be thinking of something larger than ourselves. I want to raise the awareness of the literary arts and to help bring that field on par with other art forms in the cultural community. Fifth, I've wanted to help build connections among people so that we can accomplish projects that are far beyond any one person's capacity. And finally, I want to be involved in touching, moving, and inspiring groups of people to work together toward important goals that will make the world a better place. And I want to encourage everyone who's involved in this program to do likewise. Figure out what your personal mission is, and then see how you can be not only a writer, but a citizen of the literary world. Thanks, and look forward to back and forth with all of you.